Oh, it's like popping. Oh my God. It's so hot in here. I feel like we're so close up. Why is it like that? No, not closer. Ew. This one. I look so shiny. We have bad news. Guess what I think is going on my car? Oh no. I'm also not loving this. Like, why is it puff out weird? Like, it's bothering me. I think I also have like the fucking back door. Excuse my language. I'm not swearing anymore. I have the back door open. I probably should have closed that. It's fine. But I think my alternator that I just installed on my car, maybe in March, is going. Which means it could just be another belt issue. It could be. I don't know. I don't know. I did not check or clean any. I've just, oops. It's stressing me out because, well, it's always fun to figure out what it is, right? It's like a game for me. But either I have to get another gurney belt, whatever, which, if you don't know, I hate installing those so much because it's stupid that I have to take off the fucking tire to do it. I don't like it. I really don't. There's a lot of things I hate. Tires, anything that has to do with a tire. It's like if I was rich, I would never, well, obviously, I would never do tire stuff again, but I'm so jealous. Jealous is a bad word. Jealous is a bad word, but like people that can just go drop their car off at Costco, get like a tune up, like can't relate. Which I enjoy doing it, don't get me wrong, but anything with tires, it is now officially a trauma for me. Traumas. It's fine if you have a boy. Not fucking swearing anymore. Write it down. It's cool. Everyone needs help. Thanks, Seventh. Where's my phone? We might have a guest. If I can find it. I can't bend in this. I'm sucked in, you know? Shit. Batman, if you're in the chat, let me actually see if I have it on my computer. Oh, hell yeah. You know, when you want to check to see if your computer is like connected to your phone, and sometimes you'll have people's phone numbers and then other times you don't. Just depends on when you updated it. And I'm like, fuck, I gotta find my phone. I am going to send this link to Batman. Batman, if you are watching, you just keep the camera off or whatever and just do the audio. And then let's talk politics. I feel like I found the best person for it. I did. I found a good one. But I was also going to say that we could talk about debate because I also found a good one. And we need him to do debates on YouTube. Seriously. See, I have a debate boy man who does debates the way that I know how to do debates. It's like YouTube is it's like YouTube debates are like fertility clinics. They're unregulated, probably immoral in some degree. I'm just kidding, but it's just I kind of gave everybody the benefit of the doubt when I would watch them, just like review them or whatever. But the more that I take a step back and watch them, so I don't get too hyper focused, I'm not researching, I'm just listening. I'm like, I don't think people structure their stuff at all, other than like a select few. You look like that girl from Zendaya. Is that Shake It Up? Shake It Up? I have the hic. Oh no. I have the hiccups. No, you don't. No, you don't. I'm fine. I'm fine. I don't think I've ever hiccuped on camera, but it's like um so we'll see if he hops in. Probably the best. Yeah, I would probably say the best delivery, hands down, goes to Batman. Voice inflection. We found him. He's here. Voice inflection, style, voice inflection, style. Just listen to it.
Can
Hello.
you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, you can hear me. Okay, that's good.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I like the dress. That looks good on you.
It's a little weird. It's like puffing out, but thank you. It's suffocating
How's it
me,
weird?
but
Not weird. It's suffocating you. What is it? Like one of those like 1980s like what do they call those things? The thing that went around like the abdomen, they sucked them in and they had those little tie things on it.
yeah, it's like laced up in the back.
Yeah.
It's
So,
cute though. I always get compliments on it.
oh man, I feel like somebody stuck a needle into me and sucked all the energy out of my body.
Go get some coffee. Oh wait, you
Get
don't
some
drink
coffee.
coffee anymore, do
No,
you?
I don't. I gave it up after
Shoot.
it made me started making me look like Skeletor.
Yeah.
Like I was starting to look like the profile image on my YouTube thing.
Yeah.
The
I've
funniest
been
thing is when you first met me, you're like, you kind of do look like the profile image on your thing. I was like,
I
oh,
did I did not say it like
that is
that though.
exactly what you said.
Really?
Yeah.
Your memory is probably better than mine, honestly.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot better than mine. You still suck at pool.
Hold on. They watched. I did not suck, did I? I've hustled.
I think I let you win one.
Or maybe I just
sympathy.
pretended to be dumb.
Yeah, that sounds like you a little bit.
I get that a lot, but I don't. I think I just think out loud, and so
You
I'll
do.
forget
It's
it.
funny because you're actually like really smart.
Go fuck yourself. I hate that so much.
Why do you hate that?
It's like a backhanded compliment. Like you were expecting me to be stupid, which
no,
honestly,
I felt like you were acting stupid, but I knew that you were actually really smart.
Thanks. I just think out loud and forget words and I slow down, but I'm not reading a script. So there's that.
Yeah, I mean, there is that. I mean, you got like the other YouTube people who do like what, like 27 million different cuts into their thing. Like they're like chopping it up all left and right.
Yeah,
I get busy just watching it. It's like you know how those action movies have like the bad action scenes where it's just like a million cuts like all over the place. It's like that, but with YouTube.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like you either are a live streamer and you're good at that, or you're like a pre-record person, which I just don't have the patience to do pre-recorded stuff. And I could be better live and more engaging, but no.
What are you talking about? You're a great live podcast.
Oh, thanks. Oh, thanks.
So what's the topic for tonight? What are you discussing? What's on your mind?
I was thinking either we can go over, sorry, my dog, Lokai, she's trying to get comfortable. We could either go over the Kamala Trump thing, or we can talk about structuring debates, or like a combination of both. I was saying, I don't know if you heard me, that you're probably the best at presenting and like voice
Yeah.
and structure. He's like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, I have one of those voices. People were like, "Yeah, you do good in the broadcasting thing," but it's just
Should I
for me.
neg
It
him?
was what was that? Neg me? I'd like to see you try.
I probably could. Easy.
Mm, you probably could.
So,
But yeah, no. So like, you wanted to talk about that Trump Kamala Harris thing. So like, the thing that I can't stand about debates, especially when you're doing structured and going into politics, is
mhm.
they're always gonna present these moderators that are like the most biased, stick up my ass people you've ever met in your life, and they're gonna be giving you death stares and trying to fact check you, and they become debaters. Like I was joking around with my family. They're like, "Who won the debate?" I'm like, "The moderators."
Yeah, honestly.
So like, what was your opinion? You actually had a good take to that, because like, when so many people were saying, "Oh, he failed, he did this, he did that," you said, "No, he actually didn't fail. He actually came out looking better," because usually you can tell when somebody wins the debate because they have that
Facts.
one they have that one like snapshot, or that one
They're
sound bite.
eating the dogs.
Yeah, he had some bad ones, but
Mhm.
like, remember, like, when he debated Hillary, it's like, it's a good thing he's not president. He's like, yeah, because you'd be in jail. Like, it's always that one little sound bite that they have. She didn't have anything like that. She didn't have anything that stuck out or actually made her sound like there was no mic drop moment.
Yeah, she sounded like, you know how they grade us on presentation style and whatever? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like she sounded like as if she was turning her speaking voice on and then losing it halfway and then turning it on again. And I was like, if we did this like in front of like kids in school, I like don't know how to explain it, but it would look like people would be laughing. Like it would
Well,
sound
you can
funny.
tell she's not used to doing the whole debate interview thing in general. So she would look very timid and intimidated in the beginning, and
Yeah.
then she tried to come out swinging like later, but she never directly answered any questions. So you can't even really play back anything that she said as a win, because if you hear the moderator question, it's like, do you think you're better off than you were 4 years ago? And she's like, I grew up as a poor black child.
Yeah. Yeah. I
That's
was
Steve
middle
Steve
class and there was
Martin.
a business owner who she raised us, my second mom. I've read this transcript
Yeah.
too many times, but Trump, he like his shoulders were loose. You could tell he was just speaking. It almost looked like he didn't memorize anything and he probably didn't, but like when you practice your debates so much that like you're really good at this. You
Oh yeah.
literally don't have to look at the paper at all and it looks like you would just come up with it, but like well structured. Hers, it was like she's reading something, somebody gave her something. I said that in the video, and now everybody's saying they gave her the questions and all this shit. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
So like,
yeah,
one thing for your audience, guys, if you ever do debate, is if you can learn to memorize the other side's, like, what their rebuttals are and what they're gonna say, then you're just gonna look like you're really quick on your feet.
yeah,
So like,
yeah.
one thing that I did was, like, I had an opponent in a border debate, and he was saying something to the effect of,
Is
he
this the one
said,
we watched?
yeah, I think it was, the one he was saying, well, it says that they're going through legal points of entry more than they're going through illegal
Yeah,
points of entry. And I knew he was going to say that. And I said, well, that's an argument for more border security, not less. And I did that
yeah.
with 3 seconds
It
left.
was,
And it was just like that, because I knew he was going to say that. Or
yeah.
there was another one where he was like, he brought up Ronald Reagan. And I said, I'm like, okay, if Ronald Reagan were alive, like, did it solve the problem when he implemented this? So why do you think it would solve the problem now? Why? Because I knew he was going to ask that question. He's
Yeah.
like, well, why didn't you support it when Ronald Reagan did it? I was like, did it?
Kind of like
Did
Kamala. Why didn't you do anything since you've been in office?
See,
Type
that was
thing.
a slam dunk for him. That's the one thing that people remember from this debate. If I go back and I ask the Trump supporters and all the people who watched it, what's the one thing that you remember Trump saying that stuck with you? And it was, why haven't you done anything? Like, you're
And
in
they're
power
eating the
now.
dogs.
Like, I showed you that little Freedom Tunes cartoon where it was like, I think it was the guy was like, she's like, I've got a plan to solve inflation. He's like, why don't you do it? You know?
Do it already.
Just do it if you could solve it.
Okay,
But
what do you think Kamala did well?
what I thought she did well was she gave Trump enough rope to hang himself when he started rambling. That was great. So she didn't interrupt him. She kind of like, but if she had just not made any faces, people thought that her making
I thought they were
faces,
good. I thought they were funny.
some people thought they were good, but the more she makes faces, the more you focus on her. And if you kind of just see Trump going and then you look serious,
yeah.
it looks more awkward.
Yeah, kind of like what Trump was doing to her. He was like not even paying attention to her. He was like giving the death stare to the fucking moderators.
She needed to take a page from him. She didn't do the cackling laugh, so that helped her out a lot. One of the other things that she did was she did sometimes directly rebuttal him when he would trip up, where he would say, well, Democrats wanted this, talking about like the Roe versus Wade thing. And then she's like, you're telling me Democrats wanted this? And then she injected emotionality into it of like a girl struggling to get an abortion. She's like, she's struggling to get an abortion. She didn't want that, which is obviously not what he meant. What he meant was they were saying it should go back to the states.
Yeah.
Well, so
well,
like,
she
I
misrepresented all of his stuff.
Yeah. So like, and then also too, like, I really wish that he had, so like there's things Trump did well and there's things Kamala did well, but like there's things that Kamala did badly and there's things Trump did badly. Trump should have called out the moderators more for directly debating them. Like,
I don't think he should have. I think we should have came to that conclusion. Yeah, because if he would have, he just would have looked combative.
No, but I would have said, like, you're injecting yourself. Do I get to respond to you? Because here's the thing. It's like, if you have people who are moderators interjecting themselves into the debate and you don't get to respond to them, then you're just losing time and you're adding time to the other side.
Yeah, you're right.
So like, that's why I'm saying it's not fair that if you're going to have additional debaters, that you get no chance for a rebuttal and that you get no chance for a response.
Yeah.
And I was saying when I got protested was that if I am going to be like, remember the crazy feminist with the hammer?
The hammer. Yeah.
She just needed a sickle. That's all she needed in a Russian accent. But like, so like she had this hammer, she's banging over me. And I told the guy, like, if I can't respond and I can't rebut anything because nobody can hear me, is it really a debate? Because I'm not even getting a chance to respond to what you're saying. And people can barely even hear what I'm saying, and you can't respond to it either. So you can't really debate me.
Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking that maybe at the end of it, he could have brought up all of her misrepresentations of her own beliefs so that people would have walked away being like, wait, what does she believe? And then look it up and see that she like flip-flop. Because I feel like he kind of didn't really say anything about it other than when he had to defend himself. But like, for instance, the gun thing, like, if you're not going to take our guns, what's with the buyback thing? Like, why are you so, you know what I mean? It's like, leave it to somebody on the side, I don't know, make a joke about how they can't even stay to one decision. They have to, they switch their opinion to whoever's in front of them based on like the temperature or whatever, the climate of the fucking politics right now. And other than that, do you want to talk about structuring a debate? I know it's boring.
No, I mean, like, structuring a debate is important. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
I said in another video, I was like, if you can get down the introduction, like a good one, like you have your 3 arguments, you hint at them, you state your assertion, whatever you're for on the side or whatever, then you anticipate the opponent's arguments, like 2 or 3, refute them quickly in the best way possible, and then leave it, then yield it or whatever. But do you add anything else? I feel like that's it. That's a lot, kind of.
So like I like the Lincoln Douglas version where you actually get
to
you do it
fucking. Yeah, okay.
What?
He's doing it the hard way.
I like the Lincoln Douglas one. I like the actual back and forth of an
I
interaction.
don't. I don't. That's why
You
I suck
don't.
at these. Yeah.
Does
I
that
mean,
intimidate you?
no, it's not that no, I can do them. It's just that, like, I would probably only do them with somebody that also debates that way. Because then, I don't know, you watch them on YouTube, right? You see that they're not structured and people end
No,
up
they're
just
not structured.
deflecting and stuff.
They just keep going like into it. And if you watch most debates are not really highly structured.
It
And
stresses
the
me out.
well, yeah, I mean, a part of having a good structure is having a good moderator. Nobody has that. So
I think I'm a decent one. I try at least, or I'll like at least summarize.
I've seen you moderate, Tor. You're not bad.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah,
But
yeah, but like it's one of those things where if you don't have the proper structure, it turns into a screaming match. And we haven't been trained to formally debate. I was lucky in public school; they taught us the formal way to actually do debates, and then I just carried that on into college. But I had to re-educate everybody on how a debate works because
really,
everybody hears debate and they just think it's a screaming match on Fox News. That's not what a debate is.
yeah. So people will do this thing. They're like, okay, I'm going to debate this red pill guy about let's do repeal the 19th or whatever. And they're like,
Are you guys still harping on that?
whatever. I'm just giving an example, but like they'll be like,
Yeah.
I hate when they bring up this and that. I'm like, no, you need to get clear and come up with 3 reasons to directly refute why their position is stupid and yours is better. You have to persuade people. And they don't. And they go in there and they're just like, it's stupid to repeal the 19th while this person has all the reasons for why they want to repeal it. Women tend to vote
Right.
on the left, particularly. They end up voting more emotionally, whatever it is. It's like they're not like, do you think, because I personally think you have to sit down and either write out the arguments really quickly or no, you have to write them out or type them out. Like, I don't think you can just go off of your head. Talk to them
No,
about that.
well, I gave every person that like it probably didn't see it like at the first one you reviewed with me, but like every single person that I debated, I give them 3 weeks to prepare. I gave them 3 weeks to have the facts, the arguments, the rebuttals. Unfortunately, most of them just go to that's racist, that's sexist, that's misogynistic. That's really the worst thing you can do in a debate.
Mhm.
Like what they're trying to do is they're trying to define the other person's positions, but they're not actually stating the specifics of why they disagree or why it's bad. So if you
Point by
guys would
point.
want an
Yeah.
example of that, Tulsi Gabbard, when she debated Kamala Harris, clearly defined every single policy that she hated that Kamala Harris brought forward, and she did it in a highly structured, highly organized way. It's the debate version of watching like Brooklyn Decker walk and run off into the Sunset Beach. It was beautiful. It was one of the most beautiful takedowns of a debate I've ever seen in my life. If you guys have it, like that's what Donald Trump should have done with Kamala Harris's policies. A lot of the times when he was talking, he was saying the economy is bad in general. What he should have said is the economy is bad and you want an unrealized gains tax that's going to hurt the economy. The economy is bad,
Wow.
and what I want to do is I want to eliminate all taxes on all overtime to stimulate the economy. You guys would never go for that.
Yeah.
Clearly state your positions, clearly state her positions, and you have to get into the meat of the policy.
Yeah. And you
But
have to,
instead,
yeah, sorry, keep going.
go ahead.
I'm just thinking like you need to state it in a way that she can't refute back. Like it has to be and like that sounds so obvious, but sometimes people will be like, "Well, she does it this way and you shouldn't do that." And then she can come back like, actually, I said clearly in my opening statement that I do it this and that way. You're just trying to misrepresent. You know what I mean? So he's got to
Yeah.
state it in a way that she can't come back from it. If anything, she should just move forward.
Yeah,
Like,
and a lot of that is you're going to have to be using clear definitions of exactly what that means. So, like my first debate, I said, "You're for open borders," and he screams out, "We're not for open borders. Do I have to write it down in the sky for you to understand?" And I said, "Okay, you want a catch and release policy. You want no
Yeah.
border wall. You want to release anybody who comes in. You do not want them to be held. You do not want them to be tried. You want no trials. You want no holdings. You want no arrests. You want them to walk in and be left alone. That's an open borders policy, and you can't tell me anything different."
Yeah, that's perfect. That's
So, like,
perfect.
what am I doing? I am defining what open borders is. And in order for him to combat that, he's going to have to come up with his own definition. And
And
if
you
he
have to
can't
agree on
rebut,
it.
yeah, if we can't come to an agreement on what that means, then you get stumped in the debate, you
Yeah.
know? But
Yeah.
there's people who overuse this. You've got like Bill Clinton, like, it depends on what the definition of the word
Yeah,
is,
you
you're
shouldn't
like,
say that. You should just go ahead and state it, because if you give them the preemptive or whatever, if you say, well, that's too much like the semantic whatever, if you say that, then it weakens it, and it makes the other person be like mindful to be like, okay, I have to redefine it. But if you say no, open borders is all those things you listed, and then they're trying to be like, okay, wait, I'm going to refute that. And so then they already agree with it, right? Like when they
yeah,
come in and they start debating on those things, then that automatically gives you that point, kind of like, because
yeah,
they're not going to challenge it. And if they don't challenge it right then and there, you win that. I
yeah.
don't know if
And then
people know that though.
there's also the data dump deflection tactic, and you'll see Destiny use this a lot. And this is why I can't really stand him when he does a debate. Is what will happen is he will like list off these data points of all these deflections and then quickly move on without defining what any of them are. And he, like, when you are asked a direct question, you kind of deflect, move on, go to a different subject, and you bounce all over the place. And now you've got these long list of points you're trying to refute, but you can't refute them all because you've bounced into so many different directions. So because you didn't refute half of what they said, it looks like they had a point when they didn't.
That's when you just, how do you like beat that? After they're done, you say, that's not what I said. And you know I didn't say that. It works every time. Because then they're
Oh
like,
yeah.
oh fuck. Oh fuck. Because they're
Yeah.
not gonna remember all the shit that they just spewed out, you know? You just
Yeah.
Darvo them.
And you and you have to be very clear about that. You'd be like, because I had that happen to me after the debate. There was a group, they were like Moms Demand group or something, like they're like, did you say that immigrants don't have the emotional IQ to know that they're breaking the law? I was like, no. What I said was, any person who tells you that Mexicans don't have the IQ to know that they're breaking the law is making a racist statement.
Yeah.
And I said, you can't tell me that they're not smart enough because they're Mexican to know they're breaking the law. That's a ridiculous argument.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something
And then,
oh, go ahead. You're good.
well, I was going to say, like, afterwards, I told them, like, you should be this confident, guys. Like, I filmed it knowing that people were going to try to take things I said out of context, slander me, put libel out, and they almost did. But I had everything on camera. I said the entire debate was filmed. Please go back onto the recording and point out any place where I said anything racist and play it back to me. I would love to sit down with you and we'll watch it together. And they all left. Like, it was like synchronized swimming. They all walked away at the same moment.
Yeah. I remember we covered it. And that was funny. I just remember the lady with the bell or whatever it was. Whatever she was
She
getting.
had taken a slab of metal from the welding shop, and
Oh
she had
yeah.
taken a giant metal hammer, and she had decided to bang on it 3 feet away. I don't want to be mean. Like, I'll never make someone like fun of anybody's appearance, but she looked like the queen of the feminists. So, like,
What's that look like?
I'm sure everybody has a good idea what the final boss of like a feminist looks like. I'm not trying to be mean.
Okay.
But
Okay.
like, yeah, so like she was just banging that away like 3 feet away from my ankles. And what ended up happening was one of the guys actually came up and took her hammer away because he said it was a threat for somebody to just be walking around like banging stuff on a hammer.
That's how
And
he
the
stopped it?
cops, the cops took the hammer back and gave it back to her. Yeah, our security was not great.
Oh my God.
I was like,
Ironic, the topic.
Well, I was like, you realize she could throw that thing on my head or like at my ankle or something. Like she could hurt me with that thing. But it is what it is.
Andrew Wilson just annihilated the lives on the Hippy Dippy panel. Hope everyone's having a great night. Enjoy your new content. Ooh, thank you for the super chat. Simple E. I was watching Andrew Wilson before I got on here, and I was just listening to this big panel, and I don't know how people are so patient talking about politics with people that know nothing. Like with all due respect.
It takes a lot out of you. I mean, when somebody starts saying that, everybody should just have everything for free, it's like they don't know how markets or economies work, but it kind of makes you kind of understand why we're in the mess like we're in economically right now, because it's not just like politics, it's also how companies are run, it's also how markets are run. So like I go into every single political talk assuming that nobody knows anything, and I'm like talking to like my 10-year-old brother basically.
See, I feel like I'm talking to like radical content creator, like propaganda. I don't know, they just say like the craziest shit and you have to refute all that.
What's the craziest thing you've heard?
That, well, they'll be talking about policies like in the debate, and then they bring up January 6th, then it's like clear that they're just trying to do that because they're trying to, I think it's fear mongering, honestly, or people are just trying to like shift the focus, but it's like that in particular, or they'll talk about Kamala's policies, and it's like, well, which ones? The housing stuff, for instance, and it's like, where's the money going to come from? Why are we making houses for people that can't afford them? Last time they did that, at least in Chicago, we called it Cabrini Green, and it hasn't gotten better.
I'm shocked
like
you know about that.
I'm sorry?
I'm surprised you know about that.
Cabrini Green? I feel like everybody knows about Cabrini Green.
No. Not everybody knows about Cabrini Green. Give yourself some credit.
Hi, I'm Torrie Grow. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Torrie.
Yeah. I guess
I just want to let you know I've got a deadline here, so I gotta leave.
Go.
In 9 minutes.
You can leave. Go? Yeah, you can leave.
No, just like I've got a few minutes.
Okay.
Got a few minutes.
I don't like that.
What do you not like about that? I'm trying to like be polite and be a gentleman and be nice.
Blah 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 blah. Blah blah blah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm kidding. You are, but okay. When you structured the one with the border immigration, when you structured your debate and you decided to do the quote, who was the quote from? Something with an S.
Cesar Chavez.
No, it was somebody else. Was it?
You'd have to give me the exact quote.
I feel like it was a lady. It was lady something.
Man.
You remember? Let me see if
I can rack my brain. Well, I mean, come on. This was years ago. This was like.
Wait, hold on. Lady Green? No, I just said.
If you give me the exact quote or like part of the quote.
Lady Justice.
Lady Justice. Good. Yeah, no, I was talking about Lady Justice is blind. I think it was one of our founding fathers. It was talking about Justice is blind and the way that justice works.
Do you remember the quote?
No, I don't remember the exact quote. It was in my opening, I remember, and it was like I remember I had a severe migraine that day, so like the hammering and stuff doesn't help.
Yeah.
I just remember I lost my shit.
No, you're good.
Don't ever do that, by the way, guys. Like, I'm not usually. You can tell, like, it takes a lot to get me riled up. So, like, I just want to say exactly what happened. So, like, I'd done a weighted chin. I was doing weighted chin-ups like the previous night. One of my arms gave out and swung the weight on my hips, so it like rotated me in a weird way because like one arm gave out, one arm didn't.
Yeah.
And so like I was like by the end of the debate I couldn't walk. That's why I actually had to I'd actually like sit down because I was in so much pain.
Yeah,
But
migraines suck. I
so
can't
like the
down
migraine
on
and
them.
then that and then just like the walking and the hip thing, I was just like I was in a lot of pain. I almost canceled.
You killed it. I feel like you
Yeah,
did better.
I
Like,
tried. I
yeah.
had a really solid closing statement. So like I had printed out these pictures of all these victims, and
Did you?
like all these different things. Yeah. The thing that people remembered me for closing as a Republican or a conservative or whatever you want to label me as, I'm like a libertarian, whatever I am. I'm all over the place. But like they said, yeah, you were actually calling out a transgender individual who got shot like 6 times.
Careful with
Um,
that word. We get shunned on the algorithm if you even mention it. Even
Yeah, I don't mean to. Well, what I was trying to say, like this
individual got hurt, and like they didn't really know what to do with that because it's like, how are you going to rebut like a victim like thing? How
right,
are you going to take somebody? And the idea was, well, it's not happening this often, but I'm like, my point was none of it should have happened because
right.
had it been taken care of the right way, it wouldn't have happened. It was kind of like James Woods' situation. He stopped these terrorists on a flight in August, and they ended up 4 of those terrorists ended up being the September 11th terrorists. It's like, how were they let go that fast?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. That word too. They get mad. Can't believe it was like 2 days ago, technically.
Yeah, no, never forget. Yeah, my parents were flight attendants when that happened. Luckily, they were on vacation, but they knew people
Yeah,
that like died in
it's
that.
horrible.
Yeah, it's the whole nine. Sorry, I don't want to flag you.
Yeah. Yeah. All in 1 minute.
That
God
that
damn.
whole
Yeah,
thing.
man.
Damn. I am just gonna take you down, huh?
Okay,
This is
wait. So what
terrible.
other, before you go, what other tips do you have, if you have
Yeah,
any?
I got 5 minutes. Be careful about how you word things, and this is something I would say to Donald Trump. Like, you have to be careful about how things are worded because the lazy thing to do in a debate, especially a bad faith thing to do, is to knowingly try to take you out of context. And if you don't clearly define what you mean by saying something, the other side can easily do that.
Yeah. True. True.
Yeah. Like, my mom, like I use my mom as an example because she had been in the States like for years, and I tried to say that she was waiting in line for 6 hours. What does the other guy do to take me out of context? He said, well, yeah, your mom was in the country for 6 hours, other people were in the country for years. Like, no, my
No,
mom
that's
obviously was
not.
not in there for 6 hours. It's not like she just got right off the flight. And
Yeah.
but am I gonna waste time like rebutting
Addressing
that?
it.
No, because I think that's just stupid and it's a waste of time. And also too, when you're timed on a debate, you have to be very specific about what points you want to make, and you also have to take
Yeah.
notes with you and write down if you see that the other person is you got to play a game in debating
I
sometime
know what
where
you're
it's
gonna say. Do
where
it.
it's like call this person's bullshit. Like, you got
Yeah.
to call their bluff, and if you can call them out on just lying,
Hmm.
you're gonna look great.
Yeah.
So, or even if it's just a small correction, right? So,
I like to take whatever they say that's incorrect and then give the most like dramatic way of, I forget the word for it. Like it's kind of like a straw man, but make it sound like funny. Like, oh, we got this guy over here talking about whatever it is. Like, and
and yeah, Kamala
funny.
was easily able to do that with the eating the dogs thing, because like, and that's
Well,
another
they're
example.
eating you for
Yeah,
lunch.
yeah. That's another thing as well. Like, if you make a claim, you got to have evidence for it. So
Yeah.
just because, so that Donald Trump learned that night, does it mean that it was debunked? No.
Yeah.
Do you have to have solid evidence before you make a claim like that on national TV? Yeah. And
Yeah.
you have to have specifics.
Yeah. You
And you
can't
have
say they told me or whatever his
Yeah,
evidence
so
was.
like if somebody, like, for example, the moderator said there's no issue where a baby is being killed
That
after it's
was
born.
not what they said.
That's not what he said. He was talking about states' rights, but
Right.
and this is what I'm saying, like, he didn't get a chance to respond to the moderators who were
Right.
just
Yeah.
injecting themselves into the debate, and that was really out of, like, the
That
blue.
was
Like,
crazy.
nobody was talking about that.
I did. I addressed that.
I know you caught it because
Yeah.
you're like, that's not what he said, you idiot.
Yeah, like,
But
I'm focused, baby. Like, don't fuck
no,
with
you
me.
you had some good commentary. I was actually watching your stream when I was watching it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, because, like, sometimes it's hard to find that live coverage
Yeah.
and to get good commentary. So I know you're a good commentator. But anyway,
Thank you.
yeah, you're good at it. But so, like, if somebody were to say that in a debate, nobody's killing a baby after they're born, and I come back with, what about Kermit Gosnell? What about Ralph Northam? What about, and I had like 4 examples,
Yeah.
right? I said, like, Ralph Northam said the baby should be kept comfortable before it's killed in an interview on live TV, right? You
Yeah.
can't refute that. You can't fact check that, because if they fact check it and it's true, it looks bad.
Yeah, it takes
But
a long time to do that anyway.
yeah, but same goes for Kamala. So when Kamala Harris debated Mike Pence, she said to Mike Pence, she was like, well, Abraham Lincoln had this person in this state and this area at this time, at this moment, where they were trying to figure out whether or not they should appoint a Supreme Court justice, and he vacated that and handed it off to the next president. Was any of that true? No.
No.
Did anybody fact check it? No,
I
because
I
it's
think
kind
they
of like
did that
this
on
esoteric.
purpose.
It's kind of this esoteric claim where you're like, you're not sure if it's true.
Yeah.
But if you can play I called your bullshit, and you can call that out and be like, that never happened, you just made that up, you're
Yeah.
gonna look really good.
Yeah. As
So-
long as you address it in the first sentence, in which Trump did do this most of the time. He addressed whatever was misinformation right away and then moved into the actual point. So I thought that was effective, because you'll forget about it when it gets to their turn, because you're going to go into the actual thing. But yeah.
Do you know that there are people who are currently trying to, like, well, one thing she tried to do is she tried to blame him for the border and blame him for Afghanistan, which I think is hilarious.
I got so triggered by the Afghanistan
Everybody
thing.
did. And that was the thing, is, like, she didn't come off looking presidential. She came off looking obnoxious.
Yeah. And I was saying in the second one, like, as, oh, wow. I can hear myself back. Oops. I know you have to get out of here, but
Yeah.
wait, what was I saying? Wait, fuck.
You're good.
I said something with the Afghanistan.
You were saying
You said something specific.
Oh, no.
on something.
Sounds like your phone's dying.
I think I'm breaking up. My car
Thing is, like, going in and out. That's what it is.
Yeah. The Bluetooth.
Now I can hear. Yep, Bluetooth, good old Bluetooth, because there's a bunch of gunk in my phone speakers for no apparent reason that I can't fish out.
I have so much fun
like
cleaning
pocket
that out. Yeah, I know.
Really?
Mine's always like
I need
like a
something to
dog
cleanse out.
hair. You got to
It's a
get the
dog hair. For me,
really.
it's pocket lint.
It's either pocket lint or dog hair. I don't know. It like looks the same to me.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But
you going
yeah,
into
guys.
work
Okay,
now?
anything else quick before I go? Yeah,
No,
I
you're
gotta
good.
go back on the Batman shift.
Have fun. Thank you for coming
All right.
on.
Bye, Tori.
Bye. Okay. I'm sweating. It's so hot in here. I forgot what I was going to say at the end. What was it? Was it about the Afghanistan? I forget. What are y'all saying? Chats are popping. Per usual. I truly wonder what's going to be 20 years from now after this election. Will the princess be joining tonight? No, I don't think so. Also, press topics like her stance on fracking and gun buybacks, showing that some level of scrutiny. Right. Yeah. It was. I think it was obvious that the moderators were playing defense. Is that defense or offense? I can't even think anymore today. Torshaa, do you have a link for Batman's channel? I don't know if he wants me to post that. Batman, show yourself. News was talking about Taylor Swift's election endorsement, saying rather you like her music or not, people are going to be influenced by a billionaire who's fundamentally disconnected. Did you guys hear about how, I don't know if it's been debunked, but like how the whole Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift thing was actually, and I say actually, I really haven't fact checked it, but there was like a whole document stating how it was falsified or whatever for money. And like, I don't know. It sounds like it was fake, honestly, but it was believable. So I'll look into it. I honestly I don't know one Taylor Swift song by name. I was riding shotgun with my hair undone in the front seat. That was like her best era, if anything. I used to love her when she was like, I guess I used to listen to her when she had those 2 songs with her curly hair. That was like peak Taylor Swift in terms of like makeup hair, you know? Okay, it's all boys here. Never mind. I mean, Haiti did literally. Oh, so why would anyone think they wouldn't eat? Oh, it's on. The did you read about the whistleblower who said he would sign an affidavit that Kamala was coached before the debate? I mean, it was obvious, right? Taylor had to correct Trump's lie of endorsement of him. I knew Torshaa was psycho. She's a Swiftie. A what? Is that what she calls her fans? Swiftie. That's kind of cute. During tea? During what? Hmm? Hold on. Today's Friday. Oh, my sister had her baby. Did I tell you guys that? I have a niece. Are endorsements that big of a deal? Sorry. I mean, I guess. I can't imagine they do much. Did you guys hear about David Grohl? Rough. We have the same last name. He just has an L. Dave Grohl. Sucks. Okay, I'll read it. Where is it? He has like a newborn with his side piece or something. I hate Bing. I hate it. Oh, he called it fake. Is it fake? Is it fake? Dave Grohl says the viral post about his new baby is fake. On Instagram, a user took to social media platform to claim that she had given birth to the child Grohl had revealed he fathered recently. Your daddy was by my side through the entire pregnancy. What? Okay, so here's the original post. I've recently become the father of a new baby daughter born outside of my marriage. I plan to be a loving and supportive parent to her. I love my wife and my children, and I'm going to do everything I can to regain their trust and earn their forgiveness. We're grateful for your consideration towards all the children involved as we move forward together. And it's fake? I don't know if it's fake. I can't tell. So he's a human being. Welcome. Stop using Bing. Use ChatGPT. If I just use ChatGPT, I get way too distracted and I can't focus. It like takes the fun out of it. In order for this brain to work, I have to like sift through pages. But if ChatGPT just keeps giving me the info, I can't memorize it. It's I definitely like it for like critics takes or something, or trying to find the name of books that I'll remember, like authors and stuff, and then getting a quick spark notes synopsis. Trying to think of what else I like to use it for. I like to use it to organize. So I'm the worst. I didn't have Microsoft Word growing up in high school or in college for that. And so, you know what I did? I had a notepad like on the computer or Paint, honestly. And I would just type it all in there. And then when it comes to turning in a paper, I would go to school at like 5 a.m., literally, get my notes, email them to me or whatever, and then indent it and do the proper thing. But now with ChatGPT, yo, it organizes all of it. All of it. I love it. I love it. It's like, I feel so, it's just so much clearer. What do you guys use it for? So I would use it for titles. I'll still use it for titles, but you have to give it something. Like I'll give it some keywords and then under 500 characters, give me something using this. And then I'll get some good ones. Make it rhyme, ChatGPT. Guys are crazy. Paint, Jesus. Yeah. At one point, like notes wasn't there. Oh, it was brutal. Torshaa, did you do your master's in psychology? No. Absolutely not. I dropped out, yo. I paid for my college. I had a full ride to an inner city school, but the classes were weird. They were like not normal. And then I was like, these credits are not going to transfer. I just have a feeling they ended up transferring, just they were quarters. So I forget what, like it'd be like 2.78 of 3 credits or something. And when I transferred, I was like doing biochem. That was my major, but I was also dabbling in neuroscience. I thought that I would end up going into getting my master's in neurobiology or something. So weird. That feels like so long ago. Like fuck. And what's crazy is my mentor, if you will, at the time who was doing that's what they were studying. They were like a couple years ahead of me. And I was like, wow, they're doing it. If they can do it, I can do it, right? Because my parents did not go to college. My mom, I think, did actually for like 2 years, but I don't come from a family that goes to college. I was like one of the firsts. And so my mentor was like, damn, he's killing it. He's still doing it. And then come to find out, they should have graduated with, they were like, what do you call it? I don't even know the terminology. When you're teaching the students, it's like your last year in your master's. And I guess there was some drama that they wanted the research students to forge their dissertations. I think if this is, I don't know for sure, but I think it was like whoever their boss was. It's kind of like Jordan Peterson. So Jordan Peterson, what do you call that? What's the word? I can't even think. Essentially would have all these students that would submit stuff into journals or whatever on his behalf. He was like overseeing it. So essentially, same thing with this guy. So the guy that was technically Jordan Peterson wanted them to forge numbers and he couldn't do it. He's like, I can't publish this. That's so wrong. And he ended up giving all of it up, leaving, and just starting a job somewhere else. It makes me so sad. This guy took the wrong path, had a wake-up call, jail, ended up cutting everybody off, went into school, brilliant guy. I mean, one of the smartest guys that I know, and was studying, cut everybody off. Think about that, cutting off all your friends and stuff and not talking to them from like jail to them. And like you have one more semester. Talk about a good man, you know? I love that shit. Like technically if he wanted to graduate, he would have to go apologize, I think, to the professor and like be his bitch. And he's like, no, I think that's academically dishonest. I like people that stand up for something, you know? Teaching assistant? Yeah, something. College is so overrated. I wish I finished. That's what she said. One of my greater regrets, but it was already predetermined. And I kind of knew it in the back of my head. I was like, you're not capable of finishing fucking college. Fucking damn it. I kind of want to like make a shit ton of money and just go back and finish just for the heck of it. I loved it. But I guess when you go to school your whole life and just getting by, they wanted to put me in like not ELP, it's AP history. AP history. I remember that. And then in another class, and I did so poorly on tests that at a certain point I would just go into the class, because I would always go into the class 30 minutes to an hour early. I could do the hour early if it was college, but I would go in there and the teacher would just be like, all right, we're going to do a test right now, but it's going to be an oral test, even in math class. That's how bad I was on tests. And they would ask me questions and I'd tell them exactly what it was without like a calculator and shit. But you give me a piece of paper and a pen? No. I don't know why. Does that mean I'm dyslexic? Who knows? Is it because I'd never had Microsoft Word? Maybe. But once I got to college, I got good at tests. I wonder why. It's like, oh, I was given, dude, have I talked about my math? Hold on. So for math, on the first day of school in college, I turned in all my homework. I'm like, listen, I suck at tests, but here's the homework. And it's just like, have you ever taken this class before? I was like, no. It's like, okay. 100% on homework. 100%. And then we had tests like once every like 3 or 4 weeks or something like that. He would give us it'd be like, okay, you have a test coming up in 2 weeks or something, right? And he would pair me with the perfect test taker. And he was like, I want you to tutor her. And I'm like, rude. Okay. Okay. We would literally go over shit, writing it down for like 6 hours. It was so much fun. Hi, Josh. Like, so much fun. This guy was brilliant. And he would let me so they would take the class or take the test. He's like, you don't have to take it until Monday. Be like, cool. Remember, you have like math class twice a week in college, I forget. We would come back on Monday. He would let me sit in the class. He would give me a version of the test where we would mark it down, all the right answers. Remember, I'm partnered with the guy that remembers them too. He's like, okay, I need you to take it in the testing center next Monday. So I would have the whole fucking week, the weekend, the test given back to me, the answers given back to me, a calculator where I could put the answers in. I was given 3 hours or 2 hours in the testing center. Failed it every time. Every fucking time. Failed. Passed with an A though for effort. Because I really did try. I just couldn't take a test to save my fucking life. It was the same questions. Maybe they were different. Maybe they were different questions. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't. But then if you had me go in that classroom and you gave me 15 minutes and gave me an oral exam, I know, I would ace it. But I start reading words and I'm like, language. I don't know. Literally, people would put I think it was pre-calc. To be fair, pre-calc is not easy. Everybody thought geometry was easy. It never clicked for me until I was in college. Because I had to test. I did well on like the computerized tests. Something about when you leave me up to, I look literally like Donald Trump right now. If you give me a pencil, I just enjoy writing and I'll do the problem too many times and then psych myself out. Literally, that feeling, you're like, I'm pretty sure it was this answer. And that feeling that you end up putting the other one down, I knew statistically, every time I had that feeling and looking back and grading it, I should have gone with that. And even when I would be in that testing center and I would be self-aware that I'm having that feeling and I would still do the wrong thing. It's like I enjoy fucking myself literally over. It's like I think I'm like a masochist. I don't know. Like I would literally be like, don't do it. Impulsive. I'm like, no, it'll be different this time. I feel like a toxic relationship with my damn self. Every time. But then you tell me to write a paper, I do it on the notes, bring it to school, type it up, and now suddenly they want to use my paper as the example for generations to come. Thank you. We all learn in our own unique way. True. I find that the people that relate to me in this way, I don't know. I can't be the only one like this, but I can't really remember anybody that related with me. But I always was if I wasn't partnered with that smart guy in math, I would always ask, I would pick out the smartest dude. You know who he is. He runs down the hall with his backpack, kind of funny. He finishes the labs really quickly and then dips. Oh, his name was also Josh. Hi, Josh. Josh number 2. I'm like, do you want to be partners? And they're just like, not really. They're like, don't speak to me. They would never make eye contact and be very rude, but we always finished quickly. had fun. I liked college. It's different when you pay for it. You know, you gotta, at least if you're ADD, you gotta find some dopamine in the shit. I don't know. Thought it was fun. Yeah, college can be challenging. Joshing around. There's a book, and it's the 5 types of intelligence. And you have your interpersonal intelligence, your linguistic intelligence, which I've been told I fall here out of the 5, which is crazy to me. Maybe before I hit my head, maybe. But what else was there? I want to say it was interpersonal and intrapersonal, but I think it was like interpersonal and then social, which technically is the same thing. Then self. It was like you really understand your thoughts, feelings, emotions. I'm like, isn't that everybody? I don't know if I'm self-aware, but I don't think I can identify emotions quickly. I'm sorry I blew up your house. I was mad. Oops. What age did you have the concussion? I was like, I was old. I was old. So you think it wouldn't do anything. And it was a double concussion. I fainted, went forward on a table, hit my head, and then went backwards, but I don't remember it. It was like in my kitchen. And then I woke up, I like feel my dogs licking me. I'm like, why is it kind of cold? And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm on the fucking floor. I remember thinking that before I opened my eyes. I'm just like, wait, why am I here? I don't remember what happened. And then when I woke up and I was like, this is scary. If you've never fainted. And the chair was just fucking way back there. I remember thinking, I feel like I'm in the poltergeist. Remember when the chair just like flips up and it's over at the end? And I haven't talked the same ever since. If there's any advice I can give to anybody, if you're a parent, I know I'm not a parent, but listen to me. You protect your children's heads like it's your only fucking job. Minimize it. Don't let them do football. Because I was fortunate that I never hit my head, and it has been the biggest setback in my life. Protect their heads. That's my only, and teach them empathy. They'll kill it in this life. But please wear helmets. I'm all about kickboxing, boxing, all of those sports. Those are good. They build confidence and self-reliance, but stay away from the football. Please. Yeah. Wear helmets. Seriously, protect it. If there's any in the drills that you have to do, you protect that head. If there's a tornado, protect that head. If you're falling off of something, protect your head. Get good at it and try to stay away from things that actively shake it up because it's no joke. Seriously, it's like I think about people that get psychotic from it. It's just so sad. Concussions can be those traumas that you don't even think about. You're like, I'm fine. Stop it. Don't do it. And if you fall from something, go and get it checked. And take it easy. But like multiple hits to the head, multiple blows to the head in your early 20s. Some people get smarter after a traumatic brain injury. Usually it's very specialized though. Idiots have it. If anything, I feel like it's Like I think in a way different way. Things are not as linear anymore. And I always say, my fucking computer's gonna die. Why? I always say I think transitive in a transitive property way, and we like brush it off to ADD or something. But I haven't always thought that way. Like there's moments where I'm like, did I just have a psychosis? Like what the fuck? Why do I think in this way? And like moments I'm like, am I not picking up on social cues? I've struggled with it since I've hit my head. I don't remember struggling with it the way that I do now, but who knows? Who cares? Just do your best. Low. You know what I have gotten from it though, which is crazy because you guys probably see me and you're like, oh, she's so ADD. I feel like in a way it kind of reset my brain to slow down when I read. So I was able to like read quicker. And I was not a good reader growing up. So there was like that. I'm talking, I used to read a page and be like, what the fuck? What did I just read? Like, did I even read anything? And I swear, after I hit my head, it's like I actually only have to read it once now. It's great. So I can go through books quicker. I'll read them more than once, but I don't know. It's not the worst thing. Find positives. Yep, fell off a dirt bike too. That's no joke. That's no joke. You okay? Let it out. She's okay. There's actually cases where people could speak other languages after some brain damage. I wasn't fluent in 4 languages, but I definitely had a good amount of phrases I could say in multiple different languages. Polish, Russian. And then I lost that, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, that I hit my head, but it is what it is. Could be worse, right? I hate you guys in this fact. I'd be fine. Okay. I never eat breakfast. I'm elite. I've been fasting before it was cool. Japanese. Spanish, Italian. Suki al mio cazzo, puttana. Testa de cazzo. Told I do a really good Australian accent. Like all an Australian accent is like speaking in the front of your throat. So people always want to say like, Loike, like, but really, if you just use the front of your throat, I know you're all doing it right now. Just like I went to the beach or whatever. I don't know what. You'll end up with the correct inflections and the correct amount of, because when you do it to the front of your throat, and you're American, you're used to doing it in the back of your throat. When it comes to breathing by using the front, it's so hard that you end up saying like butter instead of butter. Butter. See? Australian. Like, I love I call it hillbilly Australian, but where is that? It's like southern. It's a Bogdan. I don't know. Me car. I love that shit. I'm back at the throat. I'm sorry, but I figured. We know. Okay. Anyway, I am going to go to bed. I'm exhausted. No. Torshaa. What's on your mind? Nothing. I'm dead inside. Okay, hopefully you guys got some tips. Sorry, it wasn't more structured. But we're tired. I'm tired. I'm going to go work out. If there's one thing you can do that helps brain damage, the only thing that helps your memory is exercise. Which sucks. Do something fun. Whatever gets you walking. Okay, bye. Have a good rest of your Friday. Don't get drunk. If you do, call an Uber. Okay, bye.